You wake up one day and feel a strange heaviness pressing on your chest, a weight you can't name. Your mind races, yet you feel completely stuck. Tasks that used to energize you now feel like walking through molasses. You try to push yourself to get motivated, but it's like the fire inside you has been drained, leaving only smoke and shadows. This isn't laziness. This isn't a lack of discipline. What you're feeling is the aftermath of meeting something you didn't fully understand. Your shadow. That part of yourself that lives in the corners of your mind, where fear, guilt, shame, and suppressed truths hide. You've faced it, or maybe glimpsed it, and the intensity of seeing what you've denied for years can leave your motivation in ruins. And the strange truth is, it's supposed to feel this way. There's a reason your drive is gone, and if you can understand it, you're about to step into a power most people never access, even as you feel empty now. What you're feeling is part of the process, and what comes next is not what anyone told you to expect. When you meet your shadow, it doesn't come politely. It doesn't offer a gentle nudge or a soft suggestion. It shows up uninvited, revealing parts of yourself you thought were hidden, parts you swore you'd never look at. Suddenly, every choice you've ever made, every compromise you accepted, every fear you ignored, all of it is laid bare, like walking through a room full of mirrors that reflect not your image, but every fragment of your hidden self. And in that moment, your motivation disappears because the foundation you were standing on, your identity, your sense of control, is shaken. You feel lost because your old self no longer fits the reality you now see. You start questioning everything. Who you are, what you want, even why you move through life at all. This is the part no one warns you about. But here's what most people never understand. Losing motivation isn't a failure. It's a signal, a sign that your inner system is realigning, preparing you for something far beyond the temporary goals you were chasing before. Yet, in the midst of that uncertainty, most people run from the feeling, filling the void with distractions, noise, or hollow productivity. But the truth is, facing the shadow is asking you to pause, to truly stop. And that pause, uncomfortable as it feels, is where the real transformation begins. What if the emptiness isn't a curse, but a door to something you've never dared to explore? The reason your energy feels gone is because it is. You're not broken, you're integrating. Your mind has been carrying contradictions you couldn't face, desires you denied, mistakes you buried, fears you pretended didn't exist. When these parts rise to the surface, the old you doesn't know how to respond. You feel unmotivated, because the old forms of action no longer work. The goals you once chased feel meaningless, because they were designed for someone who no longer exists. And this is where the paradox hits. You are more alive than ever, yet more stuck than you've ever felt. Every attempt to push forward with your old strategies leaves you exhausted and empty. You're standing in the eye of a storm, calm yet surrounded by chaos. And what you decide in these moments will determine whether you step into mastery or retreat back to the familiar safety of surface-level distractions. Most people panic here. Most people try to force action. But you have a choice that only the ones who survive the shadow understand. Surrender to the process, and you will find a motivation that doesn't depend on superficial rewards. But that kind of motivation doesn't appear instantly. It's subtle. It whispers before it roars. And if you keep pushing for the wrong kind, you'll never hear it. Your shadow doesn't just expose weaknesses, it shows the truth of your potential, often in ways that are uncomfortable to see. You look at your own reflection and suddenly realize how much you've hidden from yourself. The truth is raw, sometimes painful, and that's why you feel depleted. Energy doesn't disappear because you've failed. It disappears because it's being redirected, reorganized at a deeper level you're not yet conscious of. It's like a battery discharging before it can be recharged with a new, more powerful current. You may notice small things start to shift without explanation. Your perception of people changes, your patience deepens, even your sense of what matters in life evolves. This is subtle rewiring in action, and it's uncomfortable precisely because it's unseen, unmeasured, and difficult to control. It's also the reason many people give up during this phase, thinking they are weak or unmotivated. But here's the secret. The moment your motivation feels gone is the exact moment your inner transformation is happening. And if you keep moving through the discomfort, you'll discover a strength you never imagined. But the path to that discovery is not linear. It's messy, confusing, and sometimes terrifying, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful. You might notice a strange emptiness after facing your shadow, a lack of desire for things that used to excite you. Social media climbing the ladder. Even relationships may feel hollow. This isn't apathy, it's clarity emerging through the fog. Your inner system is recalibrating, shedding priorities that no longer serve your growth. And this is where patience becomes your secret weapon. The emptiness isn't a void to fill with more activity. It's a space for insight. Most people run from this emptiness, but those who lean in realize it's a space where old illusions die and real understanding is born. And when that understanding comes, your motivation returns, but not in the form you expect. It arrives aligned with your authentic self, not the manufactured version of you that society applauded. It comes in moments of quiet action, subtle yet unstoppable, and it's far more sustainable than any burst of willpower. But recognizing it requires you to slow down and face discomfort, which is why most people never reach it. They skip the process and chase the surface-level energy, never seeing that their shadow is actually a guide, pointing them toward a more profound, unshakable drive. And this drive is not found in what you do, it's found in who you become along the way. Even when the weight feels unbearable, there's a strange invitation in the heaviness. It asks you to stop pretending, to let go of old stories, to abandon the masks you've worn to please others or to survive. And when you start listening, even in small moments, you begin to notice a subtle shift. Decisions become easier. You see patterns where once there was confusion, and a strange curiosity emerges. The kind of curiosity that leads to self-mastery, resilience, and clarity. But the transition is delicate. Too much pressure and you revert to old habits. Too little and the transformation stagnates. This is the reason motivation seems gone. It's not missing, it's hiding, waiting for the right conditions to grow into something stronger than you've ever experienced. And here's what most people overlook. This kind of motivation isn't fueled by external rewards. It's fueled by alignment, by integrity, by the satisfaction of seeing your own shadow, stepping through it, and realizing that the darkness you feared is actually a source of illumination, if you allow it to be. But to see it fully, you must resist the urge to run, and that resistance is what separates those who transform from those who merely survive. So what happens when you finally emerge from this phase? Motivation doesn't come as a sudden jolt. It arrives quietly, almost imperceptibly, until one day you notice that what once seemed impossible is now effortless. Your decisions are sharper, your focus is deeper, and your sense of purpose becomes unmistakable. The shadow you face doesn't disappear, it integrates. It becomes part of your toolkit, your guide, the source of wisdom that keeps you grounded when challenges arise. And this is the moment where the breakthrough occurs. The emptiness, the confusion, the lack of drive, all of it wasn't a setback. It was preparation. It was the internal alignment your mind, body, and spirit needed to step into your authentic power. Most people chase motivation like a fleeting resource. You learned a harder, deeper truth. Real motivation comes from clarity, from facing what you feared most, and from moving forward even when the old versions of yourself have been stripped away. And once you understand this, the world starts to feel less like a struggle and more like a landscape where your energy flows naturally, guided by insight rather than obligation, momentum rather than pressure. If you're feeling depleted right now, know this. What you're experiencing is the beginning of something much greater than surface-level productivity. Your shadow doesn't punish you, it prepares you. The emptiness you feel is not a void. It's the clearing before a new kind of energy emerges. And when it comes, it will feel unstoppable, effortless, and aligned in a way you've never experienced before. This process demands courage, patience, and honesty, but it also promises a transformation few ever encounter. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are evolving. And the strange, heavy emptiness you feel today is the exact soil from which the strongest version of yourself will grow. Step through it. Observe it. Learn from it. And watch as your motivation returns. Deeper, more authentic, and far more powerful than anything you chased before. If this connected with you, thank you for watching until the end. If you felt this weight, this emptiness, or this strange pause in your life, you are not alone. Like and subscribe to stay connected, because together we'll continue exploring the hidden patterns inside ourselves that lead to true transformation, clarity, and unstoppable motivation.